Everybody, welcome to my live stream here on lichess and Twitch, January 1st, 2020. Can't believe I'm still here. We're going to be taking challenges this morning, 5+3 through 7+3 casual if you'd like. I'm going to go in here to the lobby. Let's see if we can get going. Create a game. I don't quite have the stamina to do a simul today. I think we'll save that for Sunday. These are our correspondence games. I can't discuss those with you. All right, lobby. The hangover is not too bad. A little bit of champagne last night. I feel good. Leo, 5+5. It's an 1100. All right, here's another one. Chess 960 for the new year. Okay, a little warm-up game. Thank you guys for supporting the stream. Last night we had a good stream. Tournament. Blitz tournament in the PM. Happy New Year to everybody. E3. At least C5 is the most dynamic move you can play against E3. Probably a better idea not to play B6 too early here if we're going to employ this system. Now can I time B6 to have knight B4 available? This might be more accurate. I'm not sure I really want to play Queen C7 or not. Do you really want to hurt me? All right. One viewer. We're setting records for the new year. I usually play the system with colors reversed. It's a neo semi-Slav, but the extra tempo kind of helps white quite a bit. Being one tempo down, I'm a little concerned white can go for something like E4. Probably still not good. He needs to play A3 first, take away this available square. A4 is not A3. That's quite a different idea there, buddy. Probably not a great move. We just further our development. He moved the right pawn. The right place at the wrong time. Love that song. I'm in the right place, but it could have been the wrong time. All right. Seriously, I can't remember the lyrics to that. Never sang it on the stream, and I won't continue to do so. Rook C8. Piling up the pressure on the potential pressure along the C file. White seems completely unawares what I'm trying to do here. He does give himself Rook A3. Could actually be a move. I can't remember the lyrics of that song. What is up? Are we actually streaming live? Nobody's here because everyone's passed out with a hangover, obviously. Bam! Maybe I should crank up the pressure with Bishop A6 there. That might give him time to react with like Rook A3. I'm thinking he can play Rook A3. It's crazy. I take back anything I said about Rook A3. Forgetting I have a bishop, it's a little bit of a slow start. That's a nice move, dude. You're definitely smart to do that. Smart decision to avoid trading queens if possible. If possible. Man, this guy is pretty tricky. Joey Taco. 1700 and he's got all these moves. But now I can play knight takes e4. Knight takes e4, queen takes e4. Doesn't work either. This is unheard of. Joey Taco, you're not allowed to win. Even Asterbait's not here. He's online. See if I have any friends online. Do I still have any friends? Hungarian friends. The Americans are all still sleeping in their gingerbread houses. Okay, wow. Knight there. Trapping my queen almost. Oh man, this is not your average bear. He is disturbing me. When I play like a 1700 in casual, I don't expect this kind of resistance, but alright, now he's just giving it up. Giving it up after all those good moves. Queen e2. Just give me everything. Yum, yum, yum. Delicious. I could have taken his rook, probably stronger. I have a preference for pawns over the exchange. Central pawns. See, his rook was inoffensive here to me, but the e5 pawn was very offensive. That was actually posing an absolute danger to my health looking forward. So I don't think it's a mistake to play that move. Oh, he continues to be annoying here. I should have taken the exchange, in all seriousness. It's done a great job to stay alive. He's only down 2 pawns. I've got another challenge from Kopors. Man, White is just driving me crazy with the active moves. I'm just going to defend a little bit. We got 2 central pawns to the good. For the good. Joey Taco, 1800. I've played him once before. That's weird. Completely random challenge, and I've played this guy once before. Maybe in a random hourly arena or something. Possible. The first coffee of the new year. Check. The first check of the new year. Actually. Alright, it's going to be a slow stream. Looks like everyone has a hangover. I don't care. We're here for fun. You guys stay in bed with your hangovers if you want to. Fine by me. Panda. Been drinking too much last night. Joey Taco. It sounds like some kind of Seinfeld character. Re-centralizing. Feel a queen sacrifice coming on. The New Year queen sacrifice. It's not correct. You know that. That's not correct. Almost works, but wait a minute, maybe it does work. Maybe it does work. Practically. It's very strong, except for my rook hanging here on d8, but I can always play f6. Please don't take my rook, dude. Please don't take my rook away. I submit that he's too good to be 1700. Nah, maybe not. Maybe not. Happy New Year. It's 2020. He just hit it in Hawaii. Now, I never would have imagined what time zone Hawaii was in. I've actually no clue. Wow. Congratulations, Paris with the C. That's hanging. Alright, so we just play rook c8. Save our rook. Plan to capture this next move, and everything's good. Simple as that. He had to play rook g1. It was the only proper way to defend g2. That's awesome. We've We've got Hawaiian viewer. Actually, I'm threatening rook c1, which is devastating. All right, Joey Taco, good game. Cop Horse. We've played before. I thought so, but I wasn't sure if this is a player from the Hourly Arenas or if this is someone who's played on my stream. I can't remember. Guys, I'm just taking challenges. I decided not to go with a theme today. On Wednesdays, I often play like weird openings. That's my theme. And I also had the idea to play classical openings, but that got booed. It's a very controversial thing, apparently. You either love it or you hate it if there's classical openings involved. I had one player who was like, boring. Another person was like, oh, I'm so excited for the classical openings. So I decided to kind of hold off on that and just play blitz challenges, rapid challenges here. 5 plus 3 through 7 plus 3. Apparently time controls are like music. If you even start to discuss it, people have controversies over this. Here, I want to try to play knight fd7, but there seems to be some reason why this is actually played more commonly. Why is this bad? Why should this be bad for black? I don't think that's the reason. Helping me by enabling me to play f6 in that case, I think. We enter kind of a classical formation here. Now he could play bishop g3, giving him weird threats like knight here. That's a really bad idea. g3, forcing me to sacrifice your piece for you. It hurts me deeply to do this, but I'm going to have to sacrifice your piece for you. For your own good. This is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you. And now there's the threat of knight f7. And knight e6. Knight e6 being a much more serious problem. I'm getting flushed out to b6, possibly a5, although actually that might not be that bad. I think we should stay central. He might get a third pawn for the piece. C'est la vie. Alright, so he's got 3 pawns for a piece, but we have a very strong unopposed dark square bishop. Our king is developed. Kind of like black here. No, I definitely like black. Black's development is superior. And I don't think the pawns play until the endgame so much. White's playing way too fast, by the way. I mean, it's like a 5 plus 3 time control. You've already like dropped a piece and you're lucky to be alive after 15 moves. And you just keep playing fast anyway. I really should have played bishop d6. I don't know what came over me. I like forgot I had that move. I saw it momentarily and then changed my mind, but trading pieces kind of helps white a little bit here. That was definitely not my best. We might be able to generate some threats, actually. White's time usage is like, are you playing 2-0 or what? He's used the perfect amount of time for a 2-0 game. Maybe a little bit too slow. 3-0, okay. For 3-0, he's right on pace. But this is 5 plus 3. I'm going to play much stronger moves than you can make if you're using that much time. It's a strong move, knight a4. There's no time to start making good moves. positional player. Well, he was playing positionally. He just sacrificed his own piece on h4. It was a positional move. g3. He plays fast positional chess. Quick positional. Mr. Coffee, wow. Are you sure you want to wake up this early on New Year's Day? I had like 3 glasses of champagne last night. What is going on? I have my speakers on too. I could hear something. It's weird. Happy New Year, man. I didn't think you'd make it. Alright, just a little bit late. I saw Acerbates online, but he's not responding. He's probably sleeping. He just left his tablet on or something. He's logged into Twitch, but not on lichess. Alright, White's suddenly using time now. I'm threatening bishop b3. If the queenside falls, then White is lost, but I see he's got some moves here. Happy New Year, man. Let's get some emotes. I'm never putting the emotes in. Mr. Slowhand, Happy New Year. Europeans, it's a little easier for us. It's a little bit easier for us. Yeah, you found it, Rook d3. I've caught him. He's caught up to me on time, but this is a strong move. I mean, tactically threatening Rook e3. I'm trying to wrestle that c-pawn away from him, but not easy to do. Threatening bishop e5 in some positions is the concept. Now we're fully developed and mobilized. Don't drink much. Good. That's good. You'll be with us longer. Alright. Rook on a to e8. You're kind of like a Big Lebowski. Drinking beer at bowling. Damn it. Wait. I can play bishop a6? Let's just do bishop a6. Knight a8 check. Jesus, that's a move. Knight a8 check, king b8. No problem. b4. He's got time for b4 now. He's able to defend that. Didn't play it. Strange decision. So knight b5, bishop takes c5, knight b5 check, pawn takes b5, then pin me with rook somewhere. And then king b6. Ought to be okay. You gotta trust yourself. Trust yourself and your calculations. Damn, dude is fast. Close to something tactically. He's got a very nasty threat here of this. I've actually only beaten this player two out of 3. First game was a draw at 7+3. That's impressive. I don't remember this at all. White's pawns could still be dangerous. My rook and my knight are pretty pathetic. He's got 2 pawns for a piece. He keeps bothering me. Mr. Slowhand, you can play next, of course. 1,000 bits for the new year. Credible. I try to sound more excited, but I just still waking up. Man, thank you so much for the donation. He's actually the next challenger. All right, man, this is not that simple. Got to watch all these rook invasions with rook c7, rook d7, rook d6. Mr. Slowhand's up next. 1,000-bit donation to start the new year. Yes. All right. Guys, I decided not to make this a thematic stream, so we're just playing Blitz and Rapid Chess. I suggested classical openings, as I said earlier, but Jim made fun of it. He said boring. Oh, man, he just keeps pestering me. This is unbelievable. Stop pestering me, dude. If he didn't drop that piece earlier, it's kind of scary how good he might be. My bishop on A, B8, whatever it is. B8 is not good. This is not a good situation this here. With my king on B6 in particular. While I like being up a piece, all my pieces need to work. And that's not the case right now. I've had no threats since I can remember. Okay, both bishops are sort of meaningless here. But I think the secret is that he really needs or needed to get his pawns functional. You know, this pawn majority is all he's got, basically. This rook is ridiculous on g7. I never have a threat, ever. But he does, apparently. I could get mated on a8 with the double rooks. Just nullified that bishop completely. How can I never have a threat? It's like unbelievable. Literally never have a threat. He's avoiding exchanges. I don't think that makes sense when you're like piece for pawns or whatever. It's like the strongest 1800 in the world. Who is this guy? That was insane. He's like a bullet expert. He's got those funny ratings. We're all exactly the same. 1810, 1811. That was quite an effort there. Damn, dude. I tricked him with that ultra subtle tactic rook g8. I mean, I'm lucky that that works. Otherwise, I'm definitely having to sacrifice a piece for a draw. What a game. I know Mr. Slowhand has to go, but I just want to see that position where I'm lucky that I had rook g8. I mean, this is such a weird move. Apparently rook h5 was winning too. That's just too easy. Rook h5 was the normal move I was trying to find, but I couldn't for some reason. Rook g8. Okay, I guess it's not that deep. This is the point. All right. Mr. Slowhand. No Fortnite, please. What's up, guys? Well, white played like incredibly fast and durable. I mean, for someone who dropped a piece in 10 moves, it's pretty impressive. All right, Mr. Slowhand, good luck. Blubix with a 2,000-bit donation. Wow, Happy New Year. It's 11:30. He's awake. So you behaved yourself. yesterday, Blobix. All right, French defense. I had this weird idea of playing a3, but I'm not going to do that. It's just rubbish. Not a3 here. I meant playing a3 immediately. This crazy idea for weird openings Wednesday to play a3. I'm not doing a weird opening stream. Blobby, thank you for the donation. Blobix runner-up in the tournament last night. A very impressive run. I think I got the pretty easy draw, actually. I played a couple of strong players, but not too many. I was really fortunate with my pairings. I mean, Arsenal fan is decent. I had to play him a number of times, but on the average, my field was weaker than I usually get. So I feel like I was very lucky in that respect. In yesterday's Blitz tournament we held. So what if I just like play this? It's just an idea. Turn it into a Black Mardeemer. I'm sure this has been tried. It seems logical. The normal move is Queen G4. I mean, that's tested and fine. Sleazy snake oil gambit. What a way to start the new year. Snake oilers are everywhere. We don't really do sleazy gambits except on Wednesdays. But I just played this on intuition. I honestly didn't prepare this or anything. I'm only experimenting with a3. But I was playing, like I told you guys, move 3 a3 just for fun. Just I invented an absurd variation. It's not sound. I played it in 2 Blitz games. They were both f takes e4. What did I do? F takes e4, knight c3, knight f6, and then something like bishop g5. I think in one I managed to equalize. All right, so f takes e4 is not a threat. Thanks, Uber Driver. Thanks for pointing that out for Mr. Slowhand. That's a key point, and that probably cast doubt on the whole freaking concept. I agree. You've cast doubt on the concept. Now it might be a threat. Not really, even now. I mean, he still has queen h4 check. Bishop f2, but that's not great. Toss the queen out to a5. Queen a5 is always bad. How many times have we said this? So what happens if we go into an endgame a pawn down? I have 2 bishops and a strong center. Is that enough for a pawn? He didn't do it. He's being stubborn. Damn, dude. That's a good move. Okay, now the situation is becoming kind of critical. I can't just be harassed like this. Takes, knight takes queen d3. I think I have to do it that way. Aye. Pure tactics. Thank you, Blobix, man. 2,000 bits. He's the leader for the day. They were battling with bit donations yesterday. Blobix came loaded. So he's going into this endgame. Reminding us of the f3 Nimzo. Hopefully this pawn is just annoying enough that keeps him busy. But yeah, it's casting down on the whole idea of f3, this line. I'll check this with the computer, but I probably won't be playing it again after this game. I was threatening bishop d4. He took away that. We have no real play. Utterly dubious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a pawn down and an inferior structure. If he had one pawn less, my position would be okay. And it's not even a weird opening stream. That's the sad part. I'll end up losing a second pawn if I play that. Got to keep the pawn protected. WJ Loof. Haven't seen you for a little while. Nice to see these American players here, bright and early. Happy New Year. WG Robinson. So WJ Loof just subscribed, resubscribed. Wow. This is really stupid opening for me. Alright, I mean, if you go back, I thought we could try this f3. It was over-the-board inspiration, but it's just stupid. Uber driver refuted it, pointing out that I'm not threatening to capture, so it's like a fantasy Caro-Kann type of idea. But I didn't realize I was not threatening anything. I was trying to bluff him into it, you know. And he would have fallen for it, but Uber driver had to point it out. Bitter in the new year. Silence is golden now. B6, classic move in the. This reminds me of some sort of f3 Nimzo, but all right. No idea what I should do here. He's trying to play bishop b7. This is a really strong move. If I play like bishop d3, I have no threats. Should I take on b6? Perhaps, yes. Because that way, I mean, that pawn at least becomes something of a weak point. This also helps his rook, though, so it's kind of double-edged. But I thought at least I'll be attacking something now. If bishop a6, perhaps c4. I'm not threatening anything. I know, Uber driver. I'm not threatening anything. This position sucks. Bishop d3. I don't know what I was supposed to play, though. In retrospect, maybe g3. How about this? Very deep move. Please don't play f5. Opposite colored bishops. Opposite bishops, double-edged. My king is not particularly safe now. This is a very strong move by black. 97. Damn it. So takes, bishop d4, resigns. Okay, our king must mosey on over to a new location. Castling queenside is not an option. How to defend a bad position? We must find a place. This is bad too. I mean, rook c8 is gonna be a problem. I guess I can take and play like c3. f2 is even, that's not a great square. I mean, I'm lucky if I can draw here. Tremendous result for white to draw. The inaugural games of chess in the new decade. Cyrix. That's good to think about it like that. Not a good one, though. One of the first bad chess games of 2020. And I was part of it. In fact, I was the creator, essentially. Where the heck am I going to put my king? Okay, king f2 right away. Man, this is like an inane move. Okay, knight f6 I can take on f6. So maybe it's not that bad. It just looks crazy. He doesn't mind the diagonal. Like 9 out of 10 people would have played rook a c8 there. 9 out of 10 dogs surveyed say their food is... Okay, now he's really going to take on c2 check. Alright, 9 out of 10 dogs surveyed say white's position sucks. If I take, he's got the check. Then he's up 2 pawns in an end game. End game. End of the game. Alright, f5. It's a different story now. He's trying to play good chess here, Mr. Slowhand, using his time properly. 99% of my opponents don't do that. At least we have a place to go for the first time. Give me that. Get back here. The a-pawn makes me a little nervous. But all things considered, we're doing pretty well. That would pin my knight. I guess we should go for that b-pawn. It's looking like a draw. It's looking. Wow. I'm lucky to draw. Thank you. Well played game by Mr. Slowhand. Not well enough, though. He really should have been winning. Did anybody ever do this insanity? Yes. This has been played by people. Oh, man. Belyakov. I don't know if that's the same Belyakov. That's from Belarusia, who's pretty well known. Get this out of here. Belyakov. It might be another Belyakov. It was kind of a theoretician. f3. This is garbage. Alberto David played this. The same guy. Probably a young guy. B. Belyakov. It's not B. BBB. This is garbage. Mr. Slowhand, thank you, man. Good game. c5 is the best move. Apparently, queen d2. This totally fantasy move. Good luck against Igor Kovalenko. He actually drew with Igor Kovalenko with this rubbish. You better be fast to take on Kovalenko. He played like a tournament game against me, like it was Blitz chess. He did everything against what I teach, against all my principles of time management. But then he lost to Viktor Mikulewski trying to do the same thing. So it doesn't always work. But c5 is the best move. Bishop e3. This is just terrible for white. You actually played a move that Babula played. Queen e2, f6. This is awful for white. Yeah, you should be really good chances to win here. So it's the final analysis says that I made 3 inaccuracies, 19 cent upon loss, and Mr. Slowhand had 2 inaccuracies, 1 mistake. And 19 cent upon loss. Good job by me to draw from this trash opening I played. Okay. Testosterone. Testosterone, are you a subscriber? I'm going to take you first. Todorov's challenged me to rate it again. I'm not going to give him my rating points. It's ridiculous. He's too low rated for his strength. I mean, no. Todorov needs to go find a nice 2700 and break even against him. I'm not going to give you all my rating points, Todorov. Thanks, Slowhand. If it was casual, I would accept his challenge, but he's just too low rated for his strength. I'm not going to just play unrated people, underrated people in in rated games, dude. I would love to play with the Grandmaster, but it's just like giving away the points that I have now. I mean, the guy's 25-21. He plays like he's a 2700. It's ridiculous. All right. Pierce defense. Plus I'm playing 5+3, and I hate changing the time control. It's just too hard to change back and forth. I was humiliated the last 3 times I played against Todorov. But that's not why I'm declining his challenge. Like, seriously. This changing time controls and rated games against people who are massively underrated. Not going to do it anymore. Blubix, another 2,000. Another 2,000. I thought I was seeing double. Blubix took the lead. He waited till Mr. Slowhand left and then donated 2,000 more bits. So he's over the top with 45-40. That was sneaky. That was very sneaky, Blubix. But I appreciate it. Sneaky and generous. He waited until Mr. Slowhand was like, bye, hope to see you soon. Double Happy New Year. You're fed up to be behind the master. The most generous player in the stream, Mr. Blobix. Okay, C5. Is this a good move? D takes C5, Queen A5. Didn't I like get hosed in a game where this happened? Where I thought I could play pawn takes D6 and black just ripped my face off with knight takes C4? I think that actually happened, didn't it? I believed I could do that. I believed I could fly or whatever. I could take on C5. What happens if DC5, Queen A5 check, Bishop B5 check, followed by castles? It might have been a different position than I'm thinking of. This just helps black to develop. At the end of the day, though, I guess he could play knight D7. Then I just... What do I do, actually? Maybe knight D7 is a good move. It makes sense. Kasparovian. Damn it. Knight D7. If bishop D7, knight D7, castles, white might have some kind of, well, at least equal position. But after knight D7, no, I guess we have to think about Queen E2. There's some complicated variations. Knight D7, Queen E2, Knight E4, Queen E4. This does help his development more, though. Testosterone is the master of the modern Pierce. Pierce modern. Bishop B5 and E5. I don't think so. Huh. We can check after the game, Uber driver. Congratulations on your good Uber driving. I bet last night was like the best day of the year, huh? Wow. Hopefully no one puked in your Uber. I know it's not funny. All right. It's basically like a bad Sicilian where white has no advantage. People generous tippers on New Year, hopefully. We hope. We're backward along the C file. Just classic. Seems like black's just better. Does this lose a pawn? That sounds like something I did my freshman year in college. Uber driver. Maybe not that bad, though. Confusing Arlington and Brookline is pretty serious. Once I couldn't figure out which side of the Charles River I was on. I think I crossed over several times till I got confused. And I didn't know which side I was on anymore. Alright. Bishop d4. e5, a3. Just, you have to feel the moves. You're not taking my b-pawn, you greedy bastard. Maybe he's trying to just snack that pawn. This is the only way to protect both pawns. e4 and b2. Coppers just keeps challenging me. If we have no other challengers, I'll play him, but I like to play different players. I'm sorry to turn down our Grandmaster friend for his challenge, but it's ridiculous. Like, you're not high enough rated to play me, Mr. GM. Oh, I hung my b-pawn. Damn, his queen is trapped? But seriously, Grandmaster, underrated. It's embarrassing. He's 25-21. I'm underrated at 24-66. I'm not going to lose any more points. I don't have to defend myself. My actions. Nice try, Testosterone. You better just sack and exchange on c3. Look what you did to your structure. Alright, Magnus. Think like Magnus. Didn't Magnus play h3 with white in some game once? Oh my goodness. Look at this. Now, if I simply capture twice on d5, it's probably about equal. But Testosterone is tempting me to play b4 here. Queen c7, knight d5, knight d5, pawn d5, e4. Why? Ask why. Testing my calculation skills. I mean, a lot of times I talk about strategy, and I don't talk that much about tactics, but I just assume everybody has to be achieving a certain level of tactical acumen. It's like doing your homework problems in math class. I don't really appreciate the tactical side of the game that much. I just take it for granted. I think the strategy is more appealing. But I was thinking today that a lot of times I think when I'm streaming and I talk about the game, perhaps I kind of like take for granted the tactical part too much, and naturally not everyone can play tactically as well as me because I have years of practice. No problem at all. Good morning. Happy New Year here in Budapest, Hungary. My fellow Hungarian residents. Beautiful day here, I guess. I haven't been outside, but alright. Testosterone just melted down. It was all just a big lie. Yeah, I was thinking I don't talk enough and I take for granted the tactics too much. I don't really consider myself an overly tactical player. I'm kind of average. just resigned. So let's just check this whole thing. Was it sound? You know, it looked like black had a great opening. The computer thinks I'm better here. I could have played a3. I could have just played a3 after all that fancy stuff, because queen takes b2, knight a4 traps his queen. a3 would have just been much more simple. So I played bishop d4 instead. Not as good. d5 didn't work because of this. It appears even here you have enough testosterone. If you hadn't burned a lot of time there, you probably still have enough compensation. But I want to see the opening. So I'm supposed to play bishop b5 check first. That's what I did wrong here. Though a lot of people play d takes c5. It actually seems like a mistake. Some French players there for Blobix. Paschall Chaumet against Kamran Shirazi. 2010. Happy New Year! I'm playing like Kieto Lee. So I was thinking about knight bd7. Apparently this is just horrible for black. Wow. Why is it so bad? Like, you're just down a pawn? I guess so. Stupid suggestion. Okay. So you have to play bishop d7. Wow. Keitel just played this, allowing knight takes e4. And then he just castled. So apparently white is better here. Alright, you sort of bluffed me. Wow, so Chaumet is a good friend since 1984. I haven't played much in France. Just like 2 seasons for a team. I've never played an open or anything. I haven't played enough in Europe as I should have. After moving here to Hungary, I should have played more tournaments. But I ended up playing like mostly exclusively here rather than traveling and playing many tournaments. That's the problem with Hungary. There's so many tournaments locally that, although they're not for big prizes, but a lot of tournaments for training and stuff. I never really traveled a lot. All right, Rabbit Chestuk. Somebody left. Dr. Drun. Dr. Drun, please re-challenge me to casual. 5+3 through 7+3. Stuk. I was taking the subscriber challenges first. When is the opening stream? Wasn't it planned for today? The weird opening stream? I decided not to do it today. Just to have an open, because it's New Year's morning. I just wanted to have a kind of general stream. No problem at all. I wanted to do a classical opening stream. Maybe that's what, yeah. But we had a kind of mixed reception when I floated the idea yesterday. Jim made fun of it. He said it was boring. So I decided not to do it. But I mean, it was kind of a mixed idea. In fact, Uber driver was excited for the classical openings ideas. We'll have to have a democratic decision. Not so many good opens in France in the 80s. I mean, you didn't have any famous chess players so much, until like Andrei Sokolov immigrated there and Lautier became a GM. There weren't that many strong players in France, period. At least like with FIDE titles. Probably there were some strong players like who are under the radar, but I assume. Then there was kind of a surge, it seems like. This is such a lame system I'm playing here. I agree, Uber driver. I shouldn't have canceled the classical opening stream. Just because of one person's opinion. But that was the first opinion I got was kind of pronounced. And Jim is a prominent supporter of the stream, so I respect his opinion. But he's not the only one, obviously. But at the time, not too many people really commented one way or the other. So, but it's an idea we can do. If you guys want to request, if you specifically want me to play more classical openings, I will do that. You think Pillsbury is the most interesting player ever? You're biased. It's a New England resident, Harry Nelson Pillsbury, the first great player from New England. This is like the same game I had against PSG Soccer. Soccer guy, and Zen Chess has played similarly. Looks like Stook is studying. He's been studying. He's improved. It looks like Stook's game's like seriously improved, although he's always been inconsistent and capable of upsetting some strong players. There seems to be something more stabilized about his whole style. Maybe just learning this opening system is helping Stook to play a more kind of disciplined game. But I noticed this on Sunday when we played in the simul that his game was really extremely positionally sound. I mean, just for a 15:08 to reach this position with 10 good moves isn't that easy. Without making some sort of mistake. Normally, I would say. But it's such a popular system. That's not cool. I don't like that bishop on d3, aiming at my king's side. Still, I think I need another system. I gotta stop playing this CD4 and A6. It's just it's a touch too passive for black. I've gotta come up with something better here. Against this Jabava Dunst opening. Even so, if anyone can find a single game of his that was boring, I'd be amazed. I never honestly studied Pillsbury's games. I mean, I've seen some of them in the more famous tournaments where he played, like Hastings. Actually, now that you mention it, I mean, did anybody ever do a collection of Pillsbury's chess games? Because I've never seen one. I mean, there has to be out there. Obviously, he had a very short career because of his health, but I'm not aware of, and I guess there might be, but I was never aware of a collection of his games being published. Antonio, welcome. Sure, in Chess Games online. But I mean like a published copy of, somebody who analyzed or collected Pillsbury's games and published it. I mean, almost every famous master in history has had the collection of their games published, But Pillsbury died very young, although he's not the only one. I mean, like Schlechter, Charashek even has a collection of games. Pillsbury was even more famous than Charashek. Maybe it's arguable. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm biased, but Killed by Bacon. I was trying to remember your name the other day. I couldn't remember what it was. A3. This desire to sacrifice a piece here. I just don't think it's quite working. It's interesting, though, to play some sort of positional piece sacrifice. Nah. We'll just have to go home. It's a lot of time wasted on nothing. He's weakened his position just a little bit with a3. I don't have any choice here. Morales, what's up? Morales is already looking at piece sacrifices on d5. Thank God I'm not playing him. He'd love this. Oh, Sargent did write a volume on Pillsbury. Okay, well, he's the one who wrote the Charashek book too. I didn't realize that. Okay, so he's into that. You love it? You love it. I'm talking about the position. It's like a freaking carries attack. Man, Stuck has just become a monster almost overnight. He's 1508. At least I can take on g5. This looks slow. It looks like my counterplay is slow. 2002. That's pretty recent. Who is that guy, Philip Sargent? You know, I never really thought about the author, though he's written a number of books. Is he like British? Oh, it was written in 1966. Okay. Yeah, he's got to be dead. He's not a living person. It's a new edition. Was Sargent British or American? I don't even know. It's not like an author who... He wasn't an author who put a lot of himself into the book. I mean, he just does the work. I have the book on Charashek. He's not self-promoting. In British. Phil. Killed by Phil. That's cool. I don't have that in my library. The library grew a little bit. I finally bought the first chess book I bought in like 3 years. This is actually a pretty good recommendation. This is a famous Russian chess book that was published like 10 years ago. Literally the first chess book I bought in 3 years. '22. What? $1922? Did they even have chess books back then? Oh my God. Wow. We're close to something. We're close to something here. I feel mate. Mate is near. That's the Pillsbury move? Rook takes c3? He invented the exchange sack? Are you kidding? Did he play the Sicilian too? I'm playing rook odds. I bet Pillsbury played rook odds. We have 4 pieces in the field. But these rooks are irrelevant. He might as well have 6 rooks. I underestimated this. Did I miss something there? Shit. Alright. Well, we're going to have to play an endgame. Maybe. Maybe not. I'm going to have to play an endgame. My knight is trapped. I have queen f2 in that move. I missed better, but I'm running out of time. He's got me in time pressure. I thought I had him in a mating net. Just escaped. I can't believe it. Can I castle now? It's move 27. And I wanted a castle. Didn't get the castle. That sucks. This line is too passive for black. Nabati Navarra. The Nabati guy is a good player. He's got a lot of interesting ideas. So this is all theory. I thought about bishop d6 too, honestly. Oh, apparently I had rook takes c3 immediately. Oh no. Yes, you will take with pawn. Is there some way to play g6? Yes. Yes, I did that for a long time, honestly. I've played g6 a lot. There was this one player, Ayeste, who sort of disappeared, who was playing against me a lot. So I've played a lot of g6, but somehow I feel like it may not be that accurate unless White's played knight f3. I would typically play like d4, knight f6, bishop f4, or knight f3, g6, then knight c3, then bishop g7. If you play g6 here, White has more options. He doesn't have to play knight f3. Okay, yeah, it's playable. I'm not really sure. It's definitely playable for black. I mean, I play this type of setup with White with colors reversed. Okay, rabbit chess. Rabbit chess. Rabbit chess. Wait, we've got a subscriber. The subscribers go first. Morales, we were asking yesterday how many games you have against me. You haven't crossed 200 yet. 193. So the record holder is Nefedov, but he's losing ground. And Arsenal fan is now up to like 239 games. But we thought that Morales would have more, but he's only got 193. This is 194. The Budapest Gambit. There it is. Just for something different. We'll play the French. French exchange. ED, D5. Stylistic decision. Largely stylistic decision. It's a French advance. But it's not. But it is. But it's sort of a French advance. Just that he hasn't played D5 yet. Still, it's a French advance, isn't it? Well, not really. Is it a French advance if you don't play D5? Becomes a question. Interesting question. You saw Wojtkiewicz play E3? That's weird. I don't understand why Alec would play E3. I mean, he was so well versed in everything. And who would play the Budapest Gambit against Wojtkiewicz? He's also not an E4 player, and it could transpose into it. That's weird. That is surprising. He was not an E4 player. I mean, he could end up playing a Queen's Gambit exchange line with C4, although that's a very queen's pawn like position. Yeah, I was surprised by that Uber driver. Pillsbury the Extraordinary in 1990. Soltis. Soltis is a mixed bag. He's written some really good books and some kind of pretty lame ones. When I was a beginner, he had written some like really, really weak book on the Stonewall attack that I bought. It was like a lot of white space on like the simplest opening ever made. But no, to be fair, Soltis has written some great books too. Hard to make a living as a chess writer. So A6 from playing the French. What would I do with black? F4. Win with F4 and with the King's Gambit. Do you have the King's Gambit book, Morales? Is that what you're saying? I didn't know that he wrote a book with Bisgeyer. I didn't know Bisgeyer ever penned a chess book. I think I heard about that. I think Bisgeyer didn't want to do it, or he had to twist his arm or something. You're making me have vague memories of some anecdote I read. Like Bisgeyer didn't want to have anything to do with it or something, but he like forced him. Art. I didn't know Bisgeyer too well. I had the fortune to play him twice. He seemed like an affable person. Not overly friendly, but reasonable. Kind of human for a chess grandmaster. Yeah, Queen E2 against the French. I've played that. It's totally playable. Oftentimes it will transpose to a King's Indian type of setup. I mean, I think there's nothing wrong with it. It just looks weird, but I mean, it's really not a bad opening. But Bisgeyer played a lot of different lines, right? I mean, he played other lines of the Spanish too, not only the Berlin. Didn't he play like classical Spanish as well? I mean, you know, like normal Morphy lines. In that generation, you know, the Spanish was like the most popular opening. I mean, I think it still is, but one of the most popular. Okay, Bishop B7. What am I supposed to do? Like knight A4? Doesn't seem right. Now I did it. No, it's okay. He doesn't have knight C6 because of knight D5. He doesn't have knight D7 because of knight D5. It's funny, I played Bisgeyer twice, but I was black both games. Yeah, Carlsen can play anything he wants to play. He doesn't need to get an advantage in the opening. Just not be worse. And then he just outplays people. I'm always joking about that soon he'll be like 2,900, but he'll have 100 points based on winning drawn positions. 2F4 against the French. Well, I would imagine that in many cases people are going to play C5. maybe that's even as good as d5 to play the Grand Prix attack against the Sicilian. It's just, that's what it is. Uber driver, in what context Nakamura killed Yasser with 2f4? In what? This is like a recent thing? Or going back to like 2002 when Yasser still sort of was active, although he never was active. Really? Yeah, that's not clear what year it was. I played a couple of US championships, you know, and those guys were playing both the years that I was in the US championship. I mean, I might have been there in 2000, 2001 and 2002, 2001. I played in the US championship. Sarawan is one of the few US grandmasters I've never played, at least in over-the-board games. I played him in Blitz online, but only in online Blitz. It's funny. But I respect his game. He used to like own Hikaru. Back around that time, I watched them play Blitz, and Yasser was still stronger, even in Blitz. Let's say 2001, 2002. But then Hikaru became really strong after that. So I don't know when this was. Nakamura started getting really strong maybe around 2003. Okay, 2012. Yeah. It's over for Sarawan. Already Hikaru was far stronger. So it doesn't really... Yeah. That is harsh, though, beating him in a kind of positional line. Though Nakamura changed his game. I mean, he plays way more strategically than he used to. He's pretty good at endgames, too. Originally, he was all tactics and nothing else. And, you know, Sarawan would have just demolished him strategically, especially in that kind of closed position. But by 2012, I'm sure that he was just too strong. Anyway, what's up, guys? Welcome to our New Year's stream. We got another hour left. Did Morales make a mistake? Yes. Yes. Check. And would you like to make a donation? Take now or forever hold your peace. The centrum. Is that a German word? Hungarians use it. Latin. Whatever. It's Latin. Castles. Clear pawn up. Zentrum. This is our most common question. We got to answer it once for the new year. I moved to Hungary from the US to escape from Al-Qaeda. But I stayed because of Donald Trump. That's my official answer for 2020. All right. Ooh, time. I came here to escape from the wrath of Al-Qaeda originally. What am I doing? Invade on the 7th. Happy New Year. Alright, it's killed by Bacon. Learn 25 and Ranchez Lakotorsky. I can't help but laugh every time I see his name. It's awesome. Alright, what do we want? Classical or weird openings? This is not classical. Non-classical. Normally on Wednesdays I do weird openings, but I didn't title the stream. We'll play the English. A3 of very limited use here after B6. Not clear this is going to really pay much dividend. It might, though. It's a good anti-Queen's Indian move. About to mate in their first game of the year. Wow, D5 from Killed by Bacon. He's not afraid to open it up here. White has domination of the center now. I think I should go for it. White should be better. I mean, we achieve E4. It's a very good Queen's Indian. Or Owen's defense. And this looks extremely dangerous for black. So the king is exposed and it's diagonal. Bishop e5 check. The question is what next? Yeah, that's probably a mistake. Looks like you have to play bishop c6 there. It's not pretty, but necessary. So now knight e5, knight f6, bishop g5. And I think I just win a piece. So you're going to have to come up with something else. It's the Fajarowicz. No. Now he's very, very hard-pressed to find a move. He just ignored it. But he's losing on d7. And that's it. I guess bishop takes d4. Knight c5 check would be pretty brutal. I have an idea. Like the Grinch who stole Christmas. Grinchy, great idea. And that's it. That is it. And it's double checkmate. He's double checkmate. It's not checkmate yet, but it will be next move. Not a good opening. Killed by Bacon. d5. Despite my slow move on move a3, I think d5 is still very, very bad. But so it's not so bad after bishop takes d5, knight c3, bishop b7, e4, e6, knight f3. But this move is really going too far. After c5, going too far. Leaving your king in the center. I mean, opening it up with c5. That's a move you got to reserve for later. Get your king out of the center first. Then you can play c5. I mean, c5 is the right idea. You've got to destroy my center. Azerbaijan, where have you been, man? Thematically, and even maybe bishop c6 isn't that bad. If you play that, how bad is bishop c6? I wasn't sure. You're definitely, like, clearly worse, but... something like queen a4 Doesn't win by force or anything. I see like queen a4. If takes queen, no, takes knight takes. Actually, takes knight takes. And then, I don't know, it's not that easy. Here, bishop f4, rook c8. This is not good. So maybe after bishop b5 check, you're basically lost immediately. Learn 2-5. We have played before. d4, knight f6, c5. After d4, knight f6, you mean c4? I like to play e6 and g6. I think they're both good. But I think that g6 is riskier. You know, you allow white to have a strong center, big center with knight c3 and e4. So it's probably I would play like this. Bishop e4 here. It depends, though. They're both good. Learn 2-5. Whoever this is, looks like they're well prepared for the opening. Queen's Gambit accepted. Man, I don't play this position with white, actually. I normally play bishop g5 on move 4, so now I'm getting forced to play a line I don't know that well. I've studied this, but actually c5 is a Queen's Gambit accepted line I don't know too well. The other variations, like bishop e4, it's a, what is bishop e4? A Vienna game. Not Vienna game, but Vienna variation of the Queen's Gambit. Close to the Rogozin. I think, yes, MSU. I prefer to play g6 against weaker players. I eventually got tired of strong players getting good positions against me, giving them a space advantage with g6 automatically. Maybe the Grunfeld defense is better than the King's Indian, you know, to play d5 on move 3. A lot of players would agree that that's likely true. So this is just some kind of slightly unusual Queen's Gambit accepted now. After d5, white has a space advantage, but he ends up blockading my pawn. So it's not clear which way should white play this. Yeah, maybe I'll just castle. A lot of players would push here to d5, but I don't feel that comfortable in that type of structure, honestly. I like this because it's like a little bit feels like a Sicilian, which I also play with white. It's like a Sicilian, but it's not a Sicilian. In the Sicilian, I would have, what, a pawn on c2. Black would have a pawn on the d file. White's pawn on e4 is very strong here, though. It's very solidly protected. He can't undermine it with d5. That's huge. He has other ideas. It's messed up. I can play rook c1 here. I'm giving up too much. It's a con Sicilian, someone said. If bishop d6, f4, looks like okay. He's thinking of this diagonal. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 6. Yeah, he took the piece. Learn 2-5. He blundered though. I mean, you have to take here on d5 and then take on c4 with the pawn. Now he's not getting enough. Surprising. He just got nervous and panicked. For his rating, that's unusual. He's a pretty strong player. I'm thinking this is actually unsound for me, you know, in reality. Maybe I have something I didn't see. I didn't even see the best move for him. Wow. So this just completely doesn't work because of knight takes d5, rook takes c4, knight takes e3. He gets like a million pieces for the queen. This is a terrible mistake. He has a rook and 2 bishops for the queen. It's a piece too much. Neither of us saw it. I mean, I saw the other move. The other move was queen takes c4, knight d5, ed5, but I thought this was kind of murky. Not as clear. Still, he has 2 pieces and a rook for the queen, though. It should be good for black. So this is bad. Queen c7, interesting position. I can't play rook c1. So I have to be able to meet bishop d6 with f4, and I have to defend my bishop. So whatever. I mean, you can play like bishop e3. If bishop d6, f4. Yeah, rook c1 was just, and it was just an abomination. Lucky win. Lucky win for me. That was just unsound. Trying to be fancy. Okay. I don't know e5 that well, but I had the idea to do like a classical chess stream. Uh-oh. Alright, the black side of the King's Gambit is tough if you don't know the theory that well. Probably e4 is black's best line. Let's play it. I was playing e takes f4, transposing to stuff that's like theory, but I think the chess engine prefers this. It seems to be quite good for black. Once I actually had a tournament game. Man, it was like 1992. For some reason, without knowing it, I played e4, e5. The guy was like 2200 and killed me. I was 2200 myself. I think I forgot one game against the King's Gambit in my life in an over-the-board tournament 27 years ago. And the only thing I remember was that it was played in Washington, D.C. D takes e4. I don't know what possessed me to play that randomly. I don't know what I was going to do if he played like normal lines. I played some games with white on the stream. What's up with this variation? So bishop c5, queen e2, or bishop c5, bishop d3. Damn, I don't know this. And he knows it. I've even played a few games with white, probably. I thought this variation was okay for black. What if I played c6 here? Just for something new and totally different. Be careful about moving f5. Be careful about f5 after moving the knight. Larry Schmidt. This is like an old player who was 2200, around 2200, for my chess club in Boston. He never faced the Queen's Gambit accepted proper. that's crazy. How could you play the... Ilyas, thank you for the New Year's wishes. Bishop c4. Development. Morales, where are you? What about Bishop c5 now? Bishop c5 now, Queen e2. Castles, Queen e4. That's a classic. I wonder if I play Queen e2, Bishop f5, and he has g4. Queen e2 is clearly next. I don't really want to play f5. You could play Queen e7, I guess. It's not that bad. Not really what I want to do. No, if Bishop c5, Queen e2, I have pawn takes pawn. I mean, I'm offering him an endgame. No, I'm not offering him nothing. I'm not offering him nothing. Tunisia. Sounds warm. It's not that bad here in Budapest. It's been really kind of a mild winter. It snowed briefly once. Knight d2, sensible developing move. So knight f2 just kind of gets stuck there. Knight f2, Queen e2 check, Queen e7. You could even castle. That's a messed up line. What is that, perpetual? If I play Queen e7, Queen e7, and he has lots of options. The simplest for me is like to take... What's going on here? Pawn takes pawn, knight takes e4. That's his point. Pawn takes e4, queen takes d8 check, king takes d8, knight e5, knight to e5 or something. This is complicated. Knight f2, queen e2 check, queen e7. Doesn't seem right. Doesn't feel right. Alright, I'm just going to get out of here. I guess he could play Queen e2 check now. Then Bishop e7. Queen e2 check, King f8 is also possible. That's definitely like a Morales variation. I underestimated this. Nothing. Knight f6 might be a good move of a driver. Very sensible. Just intuitively not my first choice to retreat. I'm also concerned that it leaves the e5 square difficult to challenge, but of course I may not be playing f6 anytime soon anyway, so it may not make a difference. I'd love to play f6 to kick a knight off of e5, but it may not happen with that diagonal there. Yeah, I think this is the best move for white. Now, interesting variations. King f8, bishop takes d2, pawn takes d5. This is like a Morales continuation. He'll sacrifice a piece. King f8, bishop d2, cd5, castles queenside, pawn c4, some sort of inventive queen sacrifice or some piece sacrifice, sorry. Bishop e7, bishop d2, pawn takes d5 is also possible. Same thing. Again, he could sacrifice a piece, possibly. I'm running out of time. White has a huge lead in development. I'm just getting my pawn back. This doesn't look right. Bishop e6. I still think that's good for white. Pawn e6, knight f3 check. Maybe not that bad. It might be playable. Oh, he has this queen d2. Alms on Twitch, thank you for the generous donation. I didn't even consider queen takes d2. He declined these options to go into an endgame earlier. I didn't think he was going to go into one now. We have maybe enough compensation to stay in the game. Alms on Twitch, 200 bits. 202 to be exact. 202. I hope this is a better year. It was a really bad start last year. I started the year with my mom, like, in the hospital, critically ill. This year, everything looking a little bit better. He's got this trick there. Optical illusions. He lost a piece. I mean, he should have just traded queens. Well, he didn't have a chance, actually. He could have taken on c6 before, no? When his queen was on d2, my queen was on d8. Probably try to force a trade of queens. You know, I mean, that's what white should really be doing. Unfortunately, now he's lost. Double check. Wish this was a smothered mate. It's not. May all your mates be smothered mates for the new year. No, it's increment. I don't think he's used to the increment. Making extra hiding place. Yeah, this looks good for white, guys. Whatever happened here. It's that the champagne hangover makes you extra calm. Alright, so c6 is really rare. Well, I figured it was. It's funny, though. It has a pretty good score. The engine doesn't like the theory at all here with bishop c5. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It just maybe doesn't see over the horizon. But c6 is an interesting move. I've never played this before. Langale Bela, my former neighbor who lived down the street from me. Not down 2 blocks away, basically. All right, rest in peace, Bela. He was a great believer in classical openings. Always played e4, e5. Solskjaer, essayer of the Cochrane Gambit, and another Hungarian, László Barca, and I know this guy, Facundo Pierrot. All right, so what did he do? Bishop c4. Larry Day, Canadian Championship 2004. Bishop c5. Now this was weird. I was expecting Queen e2. Right? But it does. It drops the pawn. So this is like an important theoretical novelty from Ranches Legatorsky. Apparently knight d2 is white's best move in this position. But the question is bishop c4. It looks like bishop d3 is stronger than bishop c4. So now I'm supposed to play bishop f5. I screwed up. Still a very complicated game. So this is a mistake. I underestimated queen e2 check. I saw it before I made my move, but now I had to retreat. No, so you should just simply play bishop takes, and then you have possible piece sacrifices. I thought this is what Morales would do with white, you know? Right? Nasty. This is just nasty. Trap my king in the center. D takes c4, bishop b4. I guess I looked at queen c7, rook h, e1, but I didn't see this. Oof. That hurts. So I can't play what I wanted to play, which was queen c7. This is an insane line. After this, black's facing immense pressure. Still not easy to play in Blitz. White's down a piece. May not even be winning. Alright guys, interesting game. Arnold challenged me to rated. I am not taking rated challenges, guys. If you'd like to re-challenge me to casual, that's fine. And I've got to play Oms. He's a subscriber who donated 202 bits to the stream today. Alright Oms, what are we going to do for the new year? Play e4 against you. Got to find Oms' weakness. I haven't found it yet. The Tarash looks a little bit. How did I get you to play the Tarash again? I can't remember now what move order I was using. But you don't play the straight up Tarash, right? You're playing the Queen's Gambit Decline normally. I played a game in the Blitz tournament yesterday with the Italian game. You probably know this better than me, though, I would assume. But I've analyzed a few games. I have no idea. I mean, there's so many different move orders in the quiet Italian game. It's really hard to decide, like, what's the best. This is similar to what Arsenal fan did against me yesterday, but don't I have, like, d4? You're practically asking me to play d4, although it would be a tempo down, right? How dangerous could that be? Yeah, h6 is... It's not a move I really believe in, but it's probably okay for black. I guess he could go postal now, play like g5. That's not really his style. Mamedyarov would play g5. How's Mamedyarov doing? It seems like he's totally lost his place. I really thought he was going to be a challenger for the World Championship 2 years ago. But he's totally stepped back. He didn't even qualify for the World Championship. Too much G5. You don't like quiet Italian game. Good. That's what we aim for. We don't want the opponent to be comfortable. I mean, this is probably like one of the main lines. Ranches, thanks for the game. That was interesting. It caught me off guard with the King's Gambit. I'm not really sure what I would do if I had to face that in a real over-the-board game. I think that it's not such a bad opening. Probably black should accept it. I noticed that a lot of people are playing the Falkbeer. But a lot of times when people play the Falkbeer like I did, they bail out. They don't really play the Falkbeer. They play e takes f3 on move 3. E takes f4. Okay, bishop e6. What is this? This is like the same exact game I had with Arsenal fan yesterday. That's insane. And the computer said that knight c4 was... I think that my engine said that knight c4 was bad. I think this is the exact same position from my Blitz tournament yesterday. It's crazy. Knight c4 was wrong? What other move is there for white here? h3, rook e1. Rook e1 allows knight g4, which may or may not be that good. Oh, it was taking on e6. There was something with taking on e6. But I didn't really follow the computer's line, unfortunately. Engine said bishop takes e6 here, but I'm not sure what the follow-up is. d4? It must have been a different position. I don't know. Takes in d4. Doesn't do anything. Just lose a pawn. You can always do like bishop e6, queen b3, but that's stupid. I don't know. You could play bishop c2. It looks pretty lame. At some point, Arsenal fan took here, which was horrific. I don't really like a5, but it seems to be all the rage in these openings. In this opening, it's for some reason playing a5 is extremely trendy. A new interpretation of the black side of the quiet Joko. And also don't know if h6 is necessary, but again, there's so many choices for both sides. Ahms is very stable, very solid. Can I play d4 at some point? If I play d4 now, he's going to have to do something dramatic. ed4, cd4, bishop c4, and then bishop back to a7. But I can't maintain my e4 pawn, but I would have queen b3. Which could be a threat on f7. It's kind of difficult to meet that. But when everything's said and done, how do I keep my e5 pawn, my e4 pawn protected? Alright, let's try it. I like the fact that he has to give up his white squared bishop. I'm not sure if there's enough here, though. Technically, he has to play bishop takes c4. losing a vital piece. But is it enough? I mean, there's so much pressure on my e4 pawn. I was hoping that queen b3 and e5 would be playable. Queen b3 also attacks. Okay, so he should play, move his bishop. We don't know where yet. There's 3 possible places. My buddy Schlechter. Yeah. Yeah, bishop e3 is okay. I mean, if you play with the rook on f1, and you take back with the f pawn, and you have play along the f file. But you don't want to do like bishop e3, I think, if your rook is already on e1, or at least it's not as good then. But what am I going to do here on queen b3? Is queen b3 even a good move? Did I just sacrifice a pawn, and do I have enough compensation for it? Yes and no. How's that for an answer? Yes, you sacrificed a pawn. No, you don't have enough compensation for it. Asterbate would love this. I don't think this is good. My center is overextended. Let's just pray we have enough bullshit to compensate. So he played queen e7 pretty quickly, I might add. But it's not automatic. I mean, I think you ought to consider queen d7. Maybe he was afraid of d5 and bishop e5. Maybe he's right. But he always has knight b4. Okay, it's not such a simple decision about where his queen should go. You were looking forward to rook a3 at some point. Move that queen on b3. This is a critical position. I don't know. Queen e7, rook f8, rook e7, queen d7. He has 4 different ways to defend f7. Possible he could even just take on e4, but it looks a little bit sketchy. I mean, this is not out of the realm of possibility. To play rook takes e4, just give me the f7 pawn. Yes, it looks a little bit dangerous, but... Guys, I got time for at least one more game. Thanks for re-challenging me, Arnold. So those 2. We never played Hardcore or Arnold before, I don't believe. Maybe. Arnold, did we ever play you? Nope. Alright, last 2 games. Don't anybody else challenge me. We got time exactly for 2 more. In the new year. And tomorrow's Thursday, we're doing our subscriber stream. Originally, I was supposed to go to Vienna tomorrow. Look at this. I was supposed to go to Vienna tomorrow, but it turned out that I don't have to go to Vienna. So I will be able to do my stream in the evening. Originally, it was very much in doubt. All right, now I'm thinking just change the game here. The d5 pawn. I don't want to take now because he just take rook d8 and takes on d4 with a good, what should be a pretty good compensation for black. So we keep the center. Keep the center on the board. We might have some strong attacking chances, and knight g4 is h3. Even knight g4, queen d5. He might have a tactic there. There's some tactics for me too. Queen d5, rook d8, queen e4, knight f8, bishop e3. I'm not sure if I have to do this. Maybe I should take on h7 check. I end up giving up my white square bishop anyway. But he's basically lost the pawn. I mean, it looks like queen e7 may be a weak move. Maybe he should have played queen d7. Or maybe he could play rook takes e4. But we'll check with the oracle. If we take on f6, well, he's taking on c4. You know, it's counterattack. Oh, I want a piece. Your question should be, why not take on f6 and after d takes c4, queen takes b6? Because I didn't see it. I win a piece. That's stronger. Yeah, good. Thanks for pointing that out. DK guy. I actually was winning a piece. Peace be with you. Those 3 glasses of champagne last night left my tactics a bit second rate today. Yes, e takes f6 was game over. E takes f6, d takes c4, queen takes b6. I failed to see queen takes b6. It just won a piece. I just need to calculate 2 moves, and I only calculated 1. Oops. You know, sometimes you trust your opponent. Alms is pretty solid. It depends, you know. The weaker my opponent, the more I'm going to look for some sort of easy win, you know. But with his case, he normally doesn't do things like drop pieces. So I sort of trusted him on that. Never trust your opponent. Quasi is rating with a party of 9. The last 20 minutes of our stream, guys. Alright, so this doesn't win itself. Quasi, thank you for rating. This position does not win itself, but queen b3 looks good because we keep an eye on that piece that I should have thought about before. And also eyes f7. The Ides of March. D5. 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 It doesn't seem like I have to do d5 right away. Let's develop a piece. We still might get in the Uber driver transfer. So I'm not going to move my a rook. He can't play c6. That's important. And this is really ugly for black. I feel like this devalues his pawn structure, actually. Even a5 is interesting. a5, a6. Got a lot of strong moves here. Oh, I'm about to run out of time. Well, in that case... He's got some plans, though. He's managed to blockade. That's very annoying. The blockade is strong. Now he has c5. It's just getting worse and worse. Better get out of here now. What am I doing? No, I'm going to be blockading. This is embarrassing. I'm going to like lose this pretty soon. Now I'm worse. I still am probably enough to be equal. So we have secret tactics. Another blunder. Another blunder. Lots of mistakes here. D3 is probably not a bad move. Guess I should have played rook b5 and pinned him there. This could be a draw. I was probably lost at some point. And I let him totally escape. He let him totally escape. Don't lose on time. Where's Magnus Carlsen when you need him? I mean, this is the perfect position for Magnus, right? Totally drawn. But you can sort of torture the opponent. Oh, he found that. I can't believe he found that. Oh man, that's just brutal. He's doing so well. Damn. Hard to hold this not now. His comment is no longer relevant. Uber drivers. Always a day late. I don't think he was talking about this position, which actually seems trivial. Damn, dude. Mr. Accurate. I actually missed this move. God, he's like the most accurate defender of all time. It's pointless. Impossible. He's the master of bishop and one pawn against knight and two. Obviously, physically impossible to win. Happy New Year. This is stupid. Yes. I've got you where we want you. He seems really good at this. Somebody's had some practice in this type of endgame before. Although this is a terrible inaccuracy. Clearly you should play king f8 there. Not that it matters. All right, it was fun. Good game. Variety. Okay, we don't have time for 3 more games, guys. Last 2. Last 2. Nah, you defended well. I mean, to be fair. I was probably worse at one point. When you broke through with c5, I'm losing the d4 pawn. I felt I was worse. You know, I've lost my pawn, and you have a strong pawn on d4. Okay, this is kind of a rare variation. I don't know who this player is. I've never played them before. They look... Ooh, new account. He played 100 games, which I usually ask people. Have you played 100 games? Okay. Hardcore jaunty. It's like a Queen's Indian. Bishop d3. But my bishop's on f4. So, what does that mean? I guess we do it like this. We could let him play bishop takes f4. Absolutely. I really ought to develop my pieces at some point. He's like moving instantaneously. And playing well too. If I don't play this perfectly, I could even be worse. You know, I have to think about what I'm doing. Maybe this is a mistake. I don't know. Black seems like pretty confident. Didn't at all falter even for a moment when I played bishop f4. An extremely rare line. In fact, I mean, he just immediately went for d5, which a lot of Queen's Indian players probably don't really like. I know I don't like it, facing that. Spam telemarketing from Hungary. All right. It's really good though here. The best thing about living in Hungary is like there's less spam calls on the mobile phones. The United States is just out of control. Like every 5 minutes there's a robocaller. It hasn't really caught on here to the magnitude that we have it in the West. That's one fortunate thing. I mean, Black couldn't be a more business-like player. He couldn't be more systematic. I have nothing. Well, everybody's my buddy. Now, Schlechter and Trump are my buddies. Trump is not my buddy. Maybe Schlechter. I didn't think like the United States Congress signed any sort of bills, Uber driver. I didn't think like they actually, I mean, they might like sort of pretend to do stuff, but I don't think they actually pass any laws or anything like that in the last 3 years. Are you sure they've actually passed a law about something? I thought they just went there to get paid, not to do work. Ed Markey. Yeah, Ed Markey's cool. A rare case of bipartisan support. Yeah, the robocalls are insane. I mean, I don't know how it could have gotten as far as it did. You can't even like answer your phone. I have to have my phone turned off practically all the time. It's crazy. I mean, most and a lot of them are coming from foreign countries, call centers in India, stuff like that. It's very hard to stop that, though. You know. Somehow, I guess Germany has solved the problem. Black is just like a machine. So principled. Never played this player before. It's a brand new account. Has he won every game he played or something? He started with 1400s and he's undefeated. He's got 100 games, but he's like brutal. I'm not liking my chances here. I don't know. He seems too professional to be 1900. We should just offer a draw now. Arnold. He probably won't take it, though. He did. Yeah. I don't think white really has any advantage here. The engine thinks that I have something, but... Did he win every game he's played? Just seems too confident. Too strong. Active member since December 3rd. Oh, he's actually lost games. Okay, so he's human. He seemed too confident. I was scared. Alright, most people get intimidated playing a higher rated player, but he was just blitzing me. I shouldn't have listened to you. He looks like he's human. Alright, Arnold last game. I got nothing there, though. I mean, I like the way that Black played the last game in the opening. There's nothing I could do. Arnold. Anyway, I've got to go, guys, after this game. Tomorrow night we'll be playing... We'll be doing our subscriber stream here on lichess and Twitch. If you have a game, actually, I don't think I have any subscriber submissions because I was leading you guys to believe that there would be no subscriber stream this week because I was going to Vienna. But I'm going to be here, so if anyone is willing, we're going to take some subscriber games, and I need to write down a list. So, we've got no submissions for this week, for the subscriber stream for tomorrow night. I should send a message to everybody that we are going to have a subscriber stream. Fischer Plugievsky, Queen B3, after H6. Arnold played H6. Preliminary H6. Don't tell me that somebody like Plugievsky played H6. Plugievsky did not play H6. But I don't think this is okay for Black. Now we will play Queen B3. Black loses the pawn. I had a game last week where I sacrificed a pawn. I mean, my opponent sacrificed a pawn. And I, lost. I remember I got bishop b4, bishop f5, knight b4, and knight c2 check. Oh, maybe I saved the game, but I was just lost really badly. Oh, overlooking a knight b4, knight c2. So, knight c6 here. Queen b7, knight b4, bishop b5 check. That's really strong. He can't do knight c6, queen b7. Unless he wants to play knight c6, queen b7, rook c8. Knight c6, queen b7, rook c8, bishop b5, bishop back to d7. And then I could play knight takes d5, taking a second pawn. That looks insane. I mean, oftentimes you could sacrifice a pawn, but here I'm not sure he has a great way to do it. Yeah, h6 is too slow. Like Uber Driver said, you can't play a gambit with black, incorporating moves like h6. It's just too slow. So we're just winning. Now he has to play something crazy like rook a5, maybe. Knight a6. Actually, knight a6. Bishop b5 check. King d8. There was that game where my bishop didn't move from c1. This is one of the problems, actually. That's funny. There's a funny feature of these lines where white plays queen b3. This bishop always gets stuck here on c1 and it can't move. It's bigger than a pawn. That's a really big problem in these lines. Now he has to play king d8, which is definitely gonna mess up his coordination. Nah, he just missed this. No, this is not okay for Arnold. There's no reason to play h6 on move 3. I mean, you should just play the move bishop f5. It's probably fine. But technically, most people play knight f6 first, and then bishop f5 on the next move. It's a very common variation, and almost impossible for white to get an advantage, actually. I guess here I should play knight e5 check and take on f7. It doesn't really matter, though. I'm up a rook. Yeah, last game, just too solid. I didn't have much time to play the last two games, so I figured if I give you a draw, we could finish this game in time. I have to go, guys. We've got subscriber stream tomorrow night. I'll send a message to all the subscribers. If you can, please send me a message if you want to submit a game for analysis and you're one of the subscribers to my Twitch channel, please do so. We have an open slate for tomorrow night, and the stream will take place at normal time, 6:30 p.m. CET, with game analysis here on Twitch. Happy New Year, everybody. Thanks for the donations to support the stream. Thanks, Mr. Coffee, waking up early, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night. You're welcome. Bye-bye, guys. Take care.